I started talking chat, and I realized that I didn't even have my headset on, so you guys probably didn't even hear a damn word I said. But I said, good morning. How are you? It's approximately about 6:07 in the morning here. Good old Michigan time. Having a good old cup of coffee. I don't really have a game plan today. I'm things that I want to play. I really enjoy the new map. I just I like it, but in all honesty, um it probably took me around 8 months just to learn like Verdansk. The whole layout of Verdansk. It took me about 8 months to learn that, and it's been a real struggle trying to learn this new map. Where everything's at. I mean, the POIs are different. They're um, I want to say that I've noticed that Caldera, the drops when you drop in, you really got to be on your toes because I've noticed that guys, the first thing they do is they drop in, they grab a gun, they go right to a corner. They go right to a corner where there's a crack in a window where they can see you drop it in, or they go they shoot you once and then they'll run to their teammates. You know what I mean? The gameplay is same in a sense, but very much different. Excuse me. There are. It just seems it seems like when Caldera made this map, they looked at the amount of streamers, the amount of people who were complaining about the constant camping that was going on in Verdansk. It was because of people were claiming that the camping in Verdansk was because that was the only way they could combat against cheaters, because there were so many cheaters in Verdansk. Well, now you switch over to Caldera and people are camping in Caldera because they're having a hard time learning the map. So what they do is they'll go and they'll camp, and they'll camp gas, camp building from building, ride around in vehicles. I mean, they tried to get rid of the campers, but then it just seems like the camperess, like the campers of the game, just like what's the word for it? They it's like they embraced it. People are significantly worried about protecting their KDs in this game. And I can tell you right now, I have been streaming for probably 3 months now. I'm not worried about my KD. Not one bit. If you look at my KD and you watch some of my gameplay, my KD and my gameplay do not match. For some reason, now I'm going to be honest about this. When I first started playing Warzone, I sucked. Like, absolutely sucked. I still think I kind of suck, but I have increasingly gotten better over the, course of the last 2 years of playing this game. I have significantly gotten better. But if you look at my KD, like my overall KD for Caldera and Warzone is like a 0.73. But I, on an average, put up more kills than the person with a 1.38 KD. And the difference between me, why my KD is so low compared to theirs, is that I don't camp. I refuse to camp. I absolutely refuse. If I am in a trios match with two other guys who are sitting in a building and they want to camp, I purposely will push out of that building and I will leave that team on purpose. And I hate to say it like that. I hate to be like that, but sometimes it just takes a little, like they say in life, sometimes it just takes somebody to push you out of your comfort zone. And that's pretty much what my whole idea there is that if you don't want to push out of a building, I'm going to push away from you. I'm going to make you push out of that building. I'm going to try to encourage you to push out of that building. And you can really see when, if you're somebody who is a streamer and you have spectated solos or you have spectated duos, that is the gameplay. The gameplay is to drop in, get a gun, camp a corner. And that's fine if you want to play like that. If that's how you catch your wins, if that's how you boost your KD, that is fine. That's how you want to play the game. But I can tell you right now that I can promise you that half of you guys that catch wins on a weekly basis, 2 to 3 wins on a weekly basis, I can promise you that you are not winning that game by getting 10 kills. I can tell you right now that I have spectated for the last week and a half to 2 weeks since Caldera has come out. I have spectated many matches, and the guys who are winning are the guys with 2 kills who have sat from building to building to building to building every match. They go, they drop in, and they tried to make it where there were less and less buys near buildings where people could just drop in, get their money, and then they could go and they could camp by the loadout the whole game. They tried to remove that at Warzone at the end. That's why you've seen less and less buys at the end of Warzone, because people were just dropping in. They would grab their loadout and they would camp next to the buy box and where everybody else's loadouts are dropping. Now, when you drop into Caldera, we're dealing with the same thing. I can tell you right now that the loadout camping is significantly worse in Caldera. Significantly worse. And they don't just get their loadout. They get their loadout and then they go 15 meters back from the loadout and they hide in bushes waiting for people to come and get their loadout. There have been several streamers out there who will tell you that they do not respect you when they do that. You guys are toxic and you literally get no respect and nobody wants to play with you. Maybe your 12-year-old buddies who think that it's funny want to play with you, but nobody with a respectful a sense of the content they're putting out or anything like that are going to want to play with you. I can tell you right now, when me and my brother we load into Rebirth, there have been several times without even saying anything, somebody starts spouting out, F you this, F you that, suck this, suck that. You haven't even said anything to them. You literally haven't even said anything to them. They just come in to be toxic. I'm gonna shout out a streamer that I watch on a daily basis. Go check out Expel. Dude's great. I watch him on a daily basis, and he was talking about last week how he wants to take a step back from streaming on Twitch. And I'm watching the video, and he's talking about how toxic the community is, how toxic the kids in there are, and he's talking about how some of that stuff, he knows that it's on the internet and it's not meant to leave him tilted, but believe it or not, some of that stuff that these people say does leave people kind of tilted. Does get on people's nerves, because this is a person's job. Half of these guys, they stream, they edit, they put out their own items, they do everything themselves, and then you have the toxic communities who sitting at home on their Xboxes that their moms paid for, talking crap to everybody because they think it's funny. And this really isn't what I got on for today, chat. I really didn't want to get on and talk about, the toxic community and the way that the gameplay has turned. But I just felt like I needed to hit on that. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say this. Caldera, we'd rock through, we get 3rd, 4th place, top 10 most of the time. But I've noticed that since the last week, since kids have been out of school, Caldera has gotten, I can't say sweaty, but super campy. Super campy and super toxic. Kids with no microphones. kids with microphones who want to get in, and they jump into a match and they're playing their music loud as soon as you jump into the match, and then they try to play it the whole match to be annoying. I can't tell you on countless occasions how many times that's happened. Yesterday playing a match with a guy, and the guy that I was with had mentioned something about getting a loadout, and the guy just starts spouting off at his mouth, you know, like, F you this, you know, talking about he was gonna slap everybody in the lobby. Bro, you ain't slapping me. And you damn sure ain't slapping my brother, I can promise you that. Let's just let's just put that out there. You know, and we didn't even say anything to this kid. It just, some reason he must have been having a bad day, or just felt like he needed to get on Caldera or Rebirth and run his mouth to people who really have nothing for him. I don't know if you kids think that you're cool doing this. I don't know why your parents aren't doing anything. I mean, to be honest with you, your parents are probably kids too, and that's probably why they do nothing. But come on. I mean, this is a really messed up world right now, and we need a lot more love and a lot more compassion. Everybody's out for themselves, you know, unless you're really good friends with somebody, or you're doing for them they don't want to do for you. And I've noticed that a lot being a streamer. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that I'm gonna put out there that I do support with streaming, and I wish them the best of luck when it comes to streaming. But if I noticed that you were on my chat, or you were on my videos, and you have seen it, I mean, I can see who views my videos. I can see who views it. I can see who's, you know, liked my page and stuff like that, and I can see who's followed. And I notice that there's a lot of likes, but not a lot of shares. And there's a lot of guys out there that I support, that I like and share their stuff, you know, but I don't see that love back. So if we can get a lot more of that love, you know, coming towards not just, you know, the people the initial people, but I'm talking about the community as a whole. I think we all would look, you know, that we would all get along a lot better. I think there would be a lot better camaraderie, I guess is the word, you know. And, you know, I'm not attacking anybody, because honestly, this is my stream. It is my responsibility to keep this going. It is my responsibility to make sure I'm putting out content, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm honestly still learning about this, but I am going to start uploading videos. I've started recording. I've started editing and stuff like that, and I'm really going to start uploading videos. I want to kind of shy away from the live thing. It's hard for me to go live. That's why I'm on at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's hard for me to go live. I have 2 little ones, and they are pretty loud during the day. So it's hard for me to get live time. So I would like to move towards the recording and editing aspect of this. But please, start sharing the video. Please. The only way that my stream is going to get any bigger is if I have support, just like I support you. That's a fact. And don't tell me you can't. It takes 10 seconds to share. 10 seconds to like. You can do them both in 10 seconds. It's nothing but a swipe. And don't say you can't, because 90% of I have 28 followers. At least 5 of those followers are streamers themselves. You have to share your own content. So don't tell me you can't share mine. Not trying to be rude to you. I'm just saying, if somebody's gonna, you know, reciprocate once in a while. Not that it's not too much to ask. I know 28 followers doesn't seem like a lot, but when you look at your videos and you see you only have 2 or 3 likes on the video and you have 28 followers, it comes down to selfishness. Is pretty much what it is. People don't think that the people only want to make time for the people that they want to make time for. And that's your obligation. That's your prerogative. If that's what you want to do, then look out for the people who you want to look out for. But don't expect the people to constantly support, look out, have your back, want to be cool with you if you're not doing the same thing. This is all a conversation in a whole about one simple thing, and it's just about how we do not appreciate the fellow man anymore. If you look on Facebook, if you look on Twitter, everything, you cannot post one thing about your life, about your troubles that you go through, about simple things without at least one person commenting on there something negative. And I pretty much just am trying to push the agenda of positivity. It's hard for somebody like me who is an aspiring streamer who's trying to get this, to expand a little bit more, to feel positive about your stream when you look at it and you see the amount of followers you have to the viewer ratio, and you look at it and you say, well, I've got 28 followers, but I'm only getting 3 or 4 likes on the video, and people just swipe by, and because they don't feel that they feel that their shortcomings are more important than everybody else's. And that's probably true, but when you want somebody to do something, or you want somebody to feel sorry for you and look out for you and all that, somebody like me personally, I'm going to look back and I'm going to say, well, what have you done for me? And this is selfish to think, this is selfish to say, but I'm going to look back and say, well, what have you done for me? You have seen me on countless occasions probably post on my Facebook about how I couldn't go to work because I didn't have a sitter to watch my children. And then 2 weeks later, I see the person that could have came and watched my kids, who I was willing to pay, turn around and needs the same kind of service that I did, needed somebody to watch their kids. And I could have went and watched this person's kids for them. I would have had no problem. But because when I needed you, when I needed you to do that, you chose to, I don't even know if I can say this online, but you chose to go hang out with your boyfriend who was cheating on you. First of all, you chose to go hang out with your boyfriend who was cheating on you, who literally, you guys just rode around and smoked weed all day in your car with your son in the car. And that's all you did. And then you're constantly asking people for money on Facebook. Constantly, can I borrow this kind of money? Can I borrow that kind of money? And I kind of got off track here on what I was getting at. But for people to constantly want a fucking handout all the time, you're eventually going to have to give something to somebody. You're eventually going to have to do something. I think this world expects everything to be handed to them. It's a generation thing, and not to bash on this kids between 10 and 20 years old, but you guys were raised very much different than kids from the 80s and 90s. We were raised to, if we wanted something, we needed to earn it, and we had to work for it. Kids nowadays have everything handed to them. everything. And me being a parent, I can say that I honestly do that for my own kids. My kids are 3 and 5 years old, and they have things that I sure did not have when I was a kid. Both of them have their own tablets. They both have their, Nintendo Switches, TVs in their rooms, uh, uh, $500 cars that they can ride around on. I didn't have any of that stuff when I was a kid, and it's, I can say that I honestly, growing up and growing up into that, and having kids who are growing up into this generation, I've kind of molded to how, not how I was raised, but how everything in a whole is right now. And I think I need to kind of step back from that and kind of go back to like my 80s and 90s roots where, not necessarily because I got whooped with a belt when I was a kid. My dad whooped my butt with a belt. And, I'm not going to whoop my son with a belt, but I don't want my son to be one of these kids who are 10 years old on here running their mouth to grown men. I want my son to have some respect, not only just for himself, but for other people, for women, for his mother, for his father. And kids nowadays, they don't have any respect. It's a digital age. You can literally do this all day long to somebody, and they'll never know where you are, who you are. You can troll all day long. And it's I've noticed that it's okay to get online and bully somebody and totally degrade them, but if you retaliate back and they report your post, then you literally can't do anything about that. They're allowed to get on there and talk shit to people, report the person if they talk shit back. And then they totally get blocked. And that's the thing that these kids do. Let me get on here. Let me be toxic. Let me say this. Let me say that. Let me report this dude if he turns back around. And he's going to be the one who's going to get banned off of Facebook for 3 days. Not me. I don't understand where us as parents, we went wrong with our kids. Why it is okay to be 10 years old running the streets. And I know that's not all parents are like this, but I have a neighbor. I'm not going to mention her name, but she has a child who is probably between the ages of 10 and 12, somewhere around there. And granted, I do have neighbors across the way who do watch him, who do keep an eye on the house, who make sure that everything is okay. Now, I don't know what his mother's story is, but she is never home. She'll stop in, she'll drop off groceries, she'll take care of the 2 dogs, and then she leaves. And she's gone all day and all night long. I have no idea what she does. But it's not the kid himself. It is that one of the kids who live in the community with us is friends with him. And I don't exactly know where he lives over here in the community, but he lives somewhere close by. But he's become kind of a nuisance around here. And I've caught him on several occasions creeping around my neighbor's house on my cameras. I don't know what he's doing because, it's not like I sit there and I watch the cameras 24/7. But I would assume that if you're creeping around, you're probably up to no good. And I've wanted to go over there and I've wanted to say something to her, but then, I don't want to cause problems and just, jump the gun and be like, oh, this, that, and then the kid's not really doing that and get in trouble. But for some reason, if he's out there, excuse me, if he's out there, he's outside and I walk out my front door, for some reason, this kid thinks he's always got to say something to me. That I live here. This is my home. This is my house. You know that I live here. You know that I have 2 kids that live here. You know who comes in and out of this house because you're constantly outside playing with your friend. So, why when I come out of my house do you have to say things like, hi, random stranger? Like, and that's just what I'm trying to get at. Kids think that it is cool to troll and be disrespectful and you know and if you as an adult ever say anything to any of these kids, you're probably going to get attacked by their parents. That's just a fact. That is just a fact. If you mention any of these things to any of these parents, well, how do you know that my kid's doing this? How do you know that your kid's not doing this? How do you blah 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 blah? And that is the problem right there. The parents will avoid any way of disciplining their children and blame it on anybody. My child couldn't have ever done that. No, not mine. Yeah, while your kid's at school bullying kids, and you know there was probably, I don't know, over 10 years ago, I had a relationship with a girl who had some kids who were in the junior high and high school. And one of the kids was a heavier set girl, and she would go to school and she would get picked on about her weight. And she kept trying to convince people that it was this one, that it was this one kid who was constantly doing it. And the school kept telling the parents, no, that kid is a straight A student, would never do anything like that. This person is just trying to get this person in trouble. They had like a big meeting at the school about it. Well, I want to say it was probably like 2 weeks later, there was another kid who had witnessed it and had said something about it. And because this child was somebody who was along the same, I want to say like another straight A student who was on the honor roll, somebody who was a respectful kid in the school, had went and said something about something was going on. And because this girl was not somebody who was attractive, who didn't do cheerleading, who, I can't say not attractive, I shouldn't say that, somebody who was, who themselves had very low self-esteem and had problems with themselves and their personal, how they viewed themselves. Because I don't view anybody. I'm a bigger guy. I don't view people like that. I personally am attracted to bigger women myself. I don't like, it's not that I don't like, I just don't care for skinny girls. Me being a bigger guy, I kind of just, I like a little cushion for the pushing. Let's just say that. And it really sucked that she had went and told several people over and over again, and because of the way that she looked, and because she was not somebody who was in tight with the teachers and in tight with the principal and everything, they believed this child who was really bullying on a daily basis this girl over the girl who was just being honest and was trying to get help. And it's not just, it wasn't just 10 years ago. This is something that is here and now today, and me being, I have 2 children who are in school, and I worry about it every day. My son coming home or my daughter coming home telling me that they are being bullied, because I know damn well, and I hate to say this, but I know damn well that you fucking teachers don't do anything about it. You guys are there to make a fucking paycheck and go home. Now, some of you do care. Some of you guys do. But there's very few and fucking far between. If we had more parents, more teachers doing things about the bullying, instead of just brushing it off as just teenager fucking, whatever teenager shit, because that next fucking kid who's getting bullied, you don't know what they're thinking in their head. You don't know at the end of the day how they go home and how they feel about what you're doing to them. And I know at the end of the day that you don't care. But there's got to be a point in time where you give a fuck. Because honestly, at the end of the day, people are going to catch on to how you are. and who you are. And eventually those people, you're just going to have to keep cycling through friends because you're just going to keep looking for the next person who's going to accept you for being a fucking prick. And you're just going to end up cycling and cycling through friends over and over again. Meaningless friendship after meaningless friendship. We need a little bit more love in the world, people. A little bit more respect. I did not think that as somebody being 35 years old would have to get online and have to listen to 10 and 12-year-old kids telling me to suck their peepees. I mean, I'm just saying. I really don't feel like that I should have to get online to hear that. You know, and I get it. Some people think that the death comms are funny and blah, blah, blah. But half the time it's just the N-word this, suck my whatever that, your dad plums you in the butt kind of stuff. You know, it's just always just some kind of something not like, oh, you killed me, GG's. You know, you never hear that. Well, actually, I can't say that I haven't, because I've had people tell me good snipe, good shot, good kill. You know, after I've killed them, or at the end of the match, they're like GG's. But, and I know, chat, you can agree with me that if you get to the end of a match, and if you won, mostly 90% of people are super quiet. But if they win, and you want to tell them, like, hey, bro, like you think camping, like, makes you good? Then they're like, oh, you're just mad. You're just mad. I'm not mad because you camped the whole game. I'm not mad at you at all. Because that one win that you got camping in that game ain't going to mean anything. Because I can tell you right now, I average on a daily 3 to 5 wins. 3 to 5 on Rebirth. Just by myself. That one kill that you got, that one match that you got where you got 3 kills. Let me tell you, bud. You're really killing it. You're really killing it. But one day, somebody is going to be as good as you. Because you can sit on the top of the stairs and lay down and watch people as they run in. Yep. You're really good.
I'm going to tell you right now, the other day, okay, so me and my brother, and we played with a random. And I didn't get to record this clip, but we're down by, we're playing Rebirth, and we're down by control. And we have the zone that it pushed towards the green tents, and then it was pushing back towards, control center. And I've got 7 kills at this point, right? Both my teammates are dead. And I push out of control, and like I instantly pushed left. And to the, you know, past the tents to where the little whatchamacallits are. And I still had 3 teams left, a single team and then 2 teams of 3. And I come out, and there's 2 teams of 3 that are fighting. And I wiped all 6 of them. They were all shooting at each other. Now, mind you this, they were all shooting at each other, and not a damn one of them killed each other. And I killed all 7 of them. I killed all 6 of them, the 2 teams. I killed them. So I pushed back. I pushed back head towards control because someone's moving. And I hear, and I'm like, we got a squeaker by, one guy. And he's pushing around. He comes up through gas, and I can still hear him coughing. I'm thinking to myself, like, how is this guy still alive? You know, I heard him coughing all the way from the back of control, so I don't understand how he was still alive, how he still survived running through the gas, because I had almost died myself running through the gas. I was like at a sliver of health, and finally got out, and I was able to plate, and I get up the hill, and I see this guy, and I crack him, and I kill him. And I look at the end of the match, so I look at I look on my app, and I wanted to see, you know, how many kills that I got, because I couldn't see at the end of the match. We had backed out too quick, so I didn't get a chance to look. So I went back and I looked at this, and I had seen what the squads And the last 3 squads that were alive, there was one guy on their team, one guy on one team who had 2 kills, one guy on another team who had 2 kills, and then a single guy who was by himself when I killed him last. He literally had 1 kill. 1 kill. And it just made me sad to sit there and think that I could have lost. Now this is a PR match. This was a PR match. 14. I had 14 kills. My PR before that was 13. This was a PR match, and I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, I could have died in this match to people who had 2 and 3 kills, and literally camped the whole match till the end of gas, and then finally pushed out of their buildings. And that's what they drop in, they get their gun, they kill the people who pushed in behind them, and then they camp in corners the whole game. Thankfully, I did not die to these guys, but I was thinking to myself, like, that would have been really shitty had I fucking died to a guy with 1 kill. That would have been really fucking shitty. You know, Chad, I really want to jump into a match right here. I really want to jump into a match. But I'm honestly afraid to, unless it's solos. I honestly am afraid to jump into a match because I know that if I jump into a match that I'm going to play, and then I know that if I jump into a match with somebody more or less, they are probably not going to be a team player. So, I mean, I guess that I could probably just drop into Battle Royale solos and just play it like that. Because I really honestly don't feel like playing with anybody this morning, especially not a random. So, we're going to take a brief intermission chat, and we'll be right back. Oh, all right, Chad, I'm back. I'll make some more coffee. I hope I'm not starting to get sick here, chat. I've been feeling kind of under the weather the last couple of days. This is another thing I've noticed here, chat, is that if I load into Rebirth, my ping's usually around 31. If I load into solos, and this is always in solos, my ping always goes up. Sometimes upwards to like 119 ping sometimes. I don't know if it's just a solos thing because all the people, all the different servers loading in, like single servers or what it is, but yeah, my ping always goes super high. Right now it's at 74, and if I go back and I load into Rebirth, it usually is between like 31 and 39. Yeah, this is a pretty high ping. I'm not trying to sit here and blab your guys' ears off, chat. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things like that, like, all these communities and everybody wants to let's wait for this to get over with. All these communities, they want people to accept them.
Check weapons and gear. You got time before deployment. Enemy dropping into the AO. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
That guy came back for me, chat. He was super salty.
Battle Royale. Gas is approaching your position. Get to the safe zone.
Chat, fuck yeah, that's a huge part, bro. So fucking great.
to eliminate all enemies. Attack!
Not a big fan of these new snipers here, chat.
Objective is to eliminate the bounty target.
Just gonna point this out, chat. This guy is probably more than likely. Right here.
Contact with target!
In the building. Ran right into the building. Oh, you're 10 points.
You're losing ground. Move it.
Wait.
You're in a gulag now. Survive to earn redeployment.
See, chat, I could tell you that I was going to lose that fight.
Now they
Even though I
fight.
sniped him, he was down in no plays.
Taunting is an effective way to mess with the enemy's head. So is a heavy rock.
You can do against campers sometimes. No matter what you do, you can't see them through the building. You can't see where they're going. So they can come out back window, side window, top window. I was just proving a point, chat. That's the only reason I grabbed that bounty. I wasn't really trying to kill him or anything, which I probably could have. But,
Let's get this
that's
going.
just the gameplay. Grab your gun and go
Boy,
to the building.
you're up next. Ready up.
You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight the guy who is hunting you unless you have the
Win here and you return to the battlefield. Lose and your fight is over. Fight your way out of this or capture the objective. Done. Taking you back to base.
I'm doing very good this morning here, chat. For 10 years, you could tell me you didn't know about that. Oh, God. Wow. Oh yeah, I got to give a shout out to the guy Hood Gaming.
Get back there.
Check weapons and gear. You got time before deployment. Enemy dropping into the AO. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Definitely not. Oh, they all ran. They all ran down.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
I'm sure you saw that coming.
Oh, you're lucky, bud.
Enough training. Now you fight a real enemy. Battle Royale. All right, soldier. Mark a drop point for your team. Gas is approaching your position. Get to the safe zone. Hunt the enemies before they hunt you.
They've got me sighted. This
Hostile
AT mine's ready.
An enemy team is hunting you. Don't become prey.
Now this guy literally run by my claymore.
AT mine's ready.
You see that, Chad? He ran right over it.
I can fly.
Tear gas out.
Drop my money right there in the cut. I'm gonna go on 50.
Enemy UAV active. Bounty target has been marked. End them. Enemy UAV active. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Check your shots.
two of these bitch ass pop off.
Bounty target is down. Marvelous. Allied cluster strike arriving. Enemy soldier nearby.
Heads down.
Shit, oh, bro.
Enemy UAV active. Enemy UAV active. Friendly loadout drop on the way.
They're shooting
Enemy
me.
soldier nearby. Enemy UAV active. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. Bounty target.
Oh, baby.
25.
They're shooting me.
Target ID.
One down.
My hat, oh my fucking god, man. There's a
UAV
oh,
active. You and them.
They've got me sighted.
God.
25 remain. You could have lasted longer. The enemy won this battle.
Yeah, Chad, I can't carry everybody. You know, this is what I'm saying here, Chad, is that sometimes I might as well just drop in by myself, because that's pretty much what I'm doing, is playing by myself. I had 5 kills, and one had 1, one had 2. I had 3 times the damage as both of them together. I just don't. If you guys caught the glimpse, if you go back and you rewind for a second, probably 2 minutes back, you'll see that guy was just sitting in the shower, like, or in the toilet. He was just sitting next to there. He wasn't doing anything. He was just with his gun aimed, waiting for somebody to come by. That's the gameplay. This is the whole thing that I've been talking about since the beginning of the stream, is how people play this game now. It's get your gun, go sit in a corner, wait for people to run by and shoot them. I had three times the amount of kills and 3 times the amount of damages, both of those guys together, and I was not camping. I did not have to camp. Yeah, people say that it's the win that matters. It's the win that counts. I don't agree with that. I agree that I think that if I look at somebody who caught a win who's only got 2 kills, you camped for that win. You camped for that win. You didn't do anything to deserve that win except for maybe push out of a building with your 3 people and kill one last person in the gas. It's probably what you did. Or you caught 2 poor dumbasses running up from gas that are lower than you, and you're probably hiding on top of prison, and you're probably shooting at them. I there's been countless times, chat, where I have been killed by somebody camping on top of prison. You know, and it's not that they're just up there, you know, like, we're gonna, you know, they're up there sitting on the corners looking at people's loadouts and the buy boxes, waiting for people to go to the buy box or waiting for somebody to go to their loadout. And then you're midway grabbing your loadout and then snipe. Bam. Okay. You know, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure that anybody who has played this game who has uses a sniper or has went against somebody who is on top of a building sniping, there's like this little bit of area, like right here, chat, like right here, that you can see of a character. And I mean, even if you crack them right here in the top with a dome, you're still not going to hit them. There's like a head glitch in the game where even if you see the top of their head and you're still hitting them, you're not going to hit them. So they might be able to mount the wall like this with their head like this, and you can't, you necessarily can't see but this much of them and their gun. So every time you try to snipe them, you're not hitting them. I mean, like, you got to be like dead on, like right here at the neck, you know. So it's really hard to hit those guys. It's possible, but it's hard. It's difficult. Oh, I've kind of turned this into not a Call of Duty stream, but kind of like a talking stream. I don't have any viewers, so I'm kind of just talking to myself, venting a little bit, talking about the things that are bothering me, like, not just personally, but just like, you know, the things that are going on in the world right now. Trying to work on building a second PC so I can generally use this computer that I have right now, so I can generally use this just to just for games, and then I want to use my second PC for a streaming PC. I've got pretty much everything that I need. I'm just having I'm having some problems with the motherboard. I don't know what happened. Like, if when I stored it, if I closed the box or something, like, but a couple of the pins got bent, so I'm trying to bend those back so I can put the clip in for like a power switch and all that other stuff, and get that. And then I've got a graphics card that should do pretty well when it comes to streaming. As long as I'm not gaming and streaming on it at the same time, I should be able to stream in a 1080p just fine. And I just have to, so I've had this other graphics card for, I don't know, probably a year now. And I really never cleaned that computer. My other computer, that the graphics card, I never really cleaned it very much. So it was pretty dusty, and the graphics card kind of just got built up with some dust. And one of the fans in the graphics card is making a little bit of noise. So I need to, I want to pull it apart, and I want to replace the thermal paste, and I want to replace the thermal padding, and I want to replace those fans. And then once I do that, I probably will put this computer fully together and put Windows on it and get it working and stuff like that. I really like the computer that I'm on, and I don't have a problem with streaming on it at the same time. But I do feel like my gameplay struggles a little bit. Like, I'm usually getting like I have a 144 hertz. I'm usually getting around that. 144 FPS. On a normal basis if I'm not streaming. If I'm streaming, I'm usually getting probably about 112, maybe 115, and I should be getting a lot higher than that. I have a 3060, and I should be getting a lot higher than that, but because I am streaming at the same time as doing this, my FPS does struggle a little bit. So I want to build the second PC, so I can stream from it. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's like when I first got a gaming PC, I bought one pre-built, and I don't know, I paid like $1,700 for it. It came with Ryzen 5600X 16. It came with a 1650, but then I bought a 1660 Ti. I sold the 1650 for like 3/4 of what I paid for the Ti, so I really didn't lose out on a whole bunch of money. And then the fans started making a whole bunch of noise when I was gaming, and I didn't want to ruin the graphics card or burn anything out in it, so I got a new graphics card. Costed well above MSRP here, bud. It was a pretty penny, to say the least. And the 5600X actually went into this motherboard and this computer that I'm on right now. The match that I have right now, the 3060 and the 5600X, is actually a really good match. I only have like I think like 4% like of a what's the word for it? Oh shit. Scheiße. I'll come back to it. I really can't honestly remember what the damn word of it is. What the word is. But my PC overall like runs like it runs like a top. To be honest with you. I have 5600X, 3060, Vision overclocked. It's the, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Let's see if I can take my camera down here and I can show you guys. It's actually a quite beautiful graphics card. Really. I mean, honestly, Chad, I think that it was, I don't think it was that I should have paid what I paid for it, but I do think that it was, if you do get it at MSRP, eventually one of these cards, I do think that it's very much worth it. I think that it's within that range where, somebody like me who doesn't have a ton of money, where somebody like me who doesn't have a shit ton of money can afford something like this. Right now, I'm hoping that prices are going to drop sometime, and we're not going to pay $1,000 for a 3060, and we'll pay for whatever they are online, 300, 400, whatever they're supposed to be at MSRP. I paid $650 for a 1660 Ti 8 months ago, and they're still $650. Still pretty expensive. And I think that they're originally brand new at MSRP. They're like a $290, $300 graphics card. So it's It's quite frustrating when you look online and you see those prices and you're like, oh God, you know, it's like. It's like at one point something that was obtainable is no longer obtainable. It's like going to the store and getting your favorite coffee every week and then they take it off the shelf. Oh, we've been streaming an hour and 14 minutes. And we still don't have any viewers because it's crack of dawn in the morning. If people are getting up, they're probably either on their way to work or they're already at work. Something personal about me that people do not know is, excuse me. I have not taken care of myself very well in the last 20 years. I used to have a horrible drug addiction. And let's just say that because of the things that I've done over my, the last 20 years, they have caused me to have a lot of health problems. For one, I'm a smoker. I have horrible arthritis at 35 years old. I go see a chiropractor 2 times a week because I have bad back problems. So it has pretty much that has pretty much rendered me not unable to work, but to work for long periods of time, like a lot of places want me to. So right now I'm going through a lot of medical things to try to get myself back to the point where I can go back to work and I can function. So right now, I mean, it's not like I'm making money off the stream or anything like that, but I am hopeful for the future that I will be able to eventually return to work, and help trying to help out around here and do a little bit more. That's something it's hard for me to talk about. Because when I was in my 20s, I didn't have a problem with working. 23 to 29, I pretty much, I didn't have any issues with working. And then, see what happened was, Chad, is that I got sober. And when I got sober, I put on a lot of weight. I was actually eating normal meals. I was, and I've always been built big. But when I was on drugs, I looked like a skeleton. And I got sober, and then when I got sober, I put on a lot of weight. Well, with a lot of weight gain, my body was used to me being a small, little, skinny guy. And then I put on all this weight. I put on 100 pounds in a year, probably. And, which wasn't healthy at all. Maybe 2 years. Excuse me, Chad. I got indigestion really bad all the time. Probably 2 years maybe to put on all that weight. I think at my heaviest I was probably 280 pounds, pushing 300 pounds. And I used to be like a 140, 150 pound guy. So I put on all that weight, and what accompanied with all that weight, like I started having problems with my knees more, problems with my back. Right now I am on I've quit drinking soda. Not completely, because I do have one, maybe once a week. I have a Pepsi or a Sprite. I mean, lately the thing has been Sprite, because I'm trying to stay away from too much caffeine. So lately it's been Sprite that I've been drinking. And but that's still only once a week. So I quit drinking pop completely. And when I quit drinking pop, I dropped a lot of weight, like rate, like I instantly stepped on the scale, and within like 3 weeks I had lost close to 10 pounds, and that was just from stopping drinking soda. I get it, it tastes good, but all the syrup and the sugar and everything that's in pop, everything that goes into pop, it's really not good for you. It's not good for the kidneys. It's not good for you. It's you know, you think if you look and you drink like 6 Pepsis a day, look at the sugar intake that you're taking in. You know, it's not healthy to drink all that pop. You know, and then you see a lot of skinny people who, you know, a lot of skinnier people who drink Monsters all the time. And it's like, yes, you are skinny because you're an active person. You know, you're active, but all that caffeine and sugar is not good on the heart. It's just not. So I've been kind of doing a less, more vegetable type oriented foods, and less like fattier stuff like potato chips and like I used to. I'd eat a whole bag of potato chips in one sitting. So not doing that anymore. So yeah, it's and with money constraints, it's been hard for me to keep my gym membership active. So I have not been going to the gym, but I would be going to the gym had I not have not had money constraints. It's kind of expensive, and it's hard to make time to go to the gym. You know, I get up in the morning probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock on a normal basis, and I can honestly say by 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm dead. Most of the time, I'm ready to crash out, like 4:30, 5 o'clock for at least 2 hours every day. You know, and a lot of it has to do with stress of two very rambunctious kids that, you know, constantly need picking up after, or constantly need something, you know, and I love doing for my kids, you know, but, you know, children can be pretty high maintenance, and I would love to go back to work, and, you know, it's not that I don't like being around my kids, but sometimes, you know, it's just, it would be nice to be able to feel like I had that sense of sanity sometimes, like that I don't get. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, I love being around my kids. I love my kids dearly. But you know, any parent can understand it. Sometimes you just need a break. So I'd love to return back to work. All right. We're going to take another brief intermission here, chat, and I will be back, and I don't know, we're going to play something. Maybe some multiplayer. Like I said, I really don't feel like playing with people. You know, first match I got into, and it was two guys who had no concept of playing the game and no communication. Ooh, so Chad pulled the balls out.
No prisoners. Shoot to kill. Enemy personal radar in the air.
Check your damn fire!
Enemy at the junkyard.
Go! Changing mags!
Enemy at the courtyard.
Good.
Enemy personal radar in. Be advised. Friendly precision airstrike inbound. Friendly UAV overhead.
I'm with you.
Enemy at the office.
Come on, man, get out of the window.
Look out!
Yeah, chat. I gotta. I can't play like that. Everybody all camping at the backside of the map. You run by, they shoot you. Let me scared. Let me hard scope.
Stream or whatever you stop playing with me, bitch. Damn, why is this on for fucking?
So aggressive.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
my chest up.
You're so
You
weird.
ugly ass. You ugly as fuck, and you wear glasses.
Are you being blind? I wear glasses. Blind. Bitch, I got guns on. Why don't I just get this bitch? I'm bored. I'm trying to get my S75 Obsidian. I'm bored. The only gun that's actually fucking good when I actually use it. Should I do it? Should I?
No shit, dumbass. That shit kills in 1 second.
But my shit's about to crash on this whole game, man. This shit's about to crash.
Enemy incoming.
Look at my foot ass. Ooh. I don't feel ass, bro. That FOV looks so ass. Like,
This one's dead.
when I be watching this sweaty ass TikTok niggas be moving hella fast, I'm like, how y'all be moving hella fast?
Capture the objective.
You finna get it, bro? I'm already gonna get my MP7. Should I get my MP7?
We've got the flag.
Should I just get my MP7
Enemy drops their
instead?
flag. Got the flag. We are the man here.
My MP7, like, decent. See, that's a boring fucking Warzone player.
Find the flag. Enemy UAV overhead. We dropped our
I need
flag.
to see you, bro.
Got the flag.
Niggas were sitting over the past 8.
Get the flag back.
No, wasn't the Warzone?
Enemy drops their flag.
No, I need hella ass, man. Oh, why would I feel ass? You know, I'm trying to get through this city and this shit's hella ass. Bro, like, this shit going like hella crazy. This game is going hella fast.
We've got the flag.
The fuck, why is this boring nigga keep killing me?
We dropped the flag. Find our flag.
How's Jack Talk playing me in one shot? Because it's a fucking Jack Talk. I was about to say if I don't kill him.
Enemy in the double. Allies receiving the airstrike. Beware. Enemy drops the flag.
Every time I always getting killed in my back, bro. Whoa. What did you say? I'm always getting killed in my back. My face here was weird. I don't know what the fuck any gun, bro. Like, every gun I'm using or not, just not it. Oh god, bro. Like Jack Ball, bro. Every gun I use, like, I'm trying to get that shit and it's just hella ass. Oh no. Bro, let me use my Amex. I'm not gonna get that shit gold like later. My stick is looking hella bad.
Enemy close to strike. Take cover. Enemy at the forklift.
Fucking die, bitch.
Find our flag. Enemy flag.
Look at these niggas. These niggas just hit me with a blade. What the fuck are you seeing?
They dropped the flag. We've got the flag.
Oh my god, bro.
We dropped the flag.
Well, max player kills is 16.
Find our flag.
Man, that nigga's gone, man. Nigga got this back. How is our max player is 16?
Enemy personal radar overhead. Enemy
Oh, you got.
flag.
Oh.
We've got the flag. I'm hit. Down. Enemy at the forklift. Drop the flag. Get the flag down.
I'm so fucking dead. Oh,
Enemy UAV overhead.
of course.
They've reached the halfway point. Get moving. Find our flag. Move.
He has a veto. Oh my god, this nigga is.
Fucking god, man. It wasn't the fact. It wasn't dying that was pissing me off. It was fucking teammates. I'd spawn in and literally, hold on, Gage Michael. I literally would spawn in and I couldn't get around my teammates because they were just sitting in a corner. I couldn't even move around them. Ugh, so annoying.
All right, chat. Earlier, I meant to give a really good streamer that I've been watching lately. His name is Hood Gaming. Go check him out on Facebook. So I was commenting in his chat under my normal name, and I switched over to my streaming page, and so I commented on that, and he goes, Squirrel Master. That's I mean, like, he actually really liked the name. He was saying how dope the name was, and it kind of just it was cool. It was cool to hear that somebody recognized my name and was like, oh yeah. Well, he didn't recognize it because he probably didn't know me, but he acknowledged the name as being a dope name. I think it's pretty dope. It's kind of that 90s nostalgia. You had to grow up in the 90s to know what it is, I guess, is what I mean. My son wakes up first thing in the morning, and he's a talkative kid. So he wakes up first thing in the morning, and he wants to talk your ear off. So, Chad, I gotta set up a second microphone here so I can mute. I can mute myself, but you guys can still hear me. I've got a second microphone. I just need to find a stand for it. But I'd like to be able to just communicate with my chat and not the people in the lobby hear me. Excuse me.
Defender. Enemy incoming. Weapons ready. Enemy dropped the flag.
I'm taking fire!
Covers that flag. Let's go. Enemy at the forklift. Enemy flag down. We've got the flag. Have lost the lead.
Check fire!
Enemy care package.
Fire!
We dropped our flag. And it covers that flag. Let's go. Dropped the flag.
Taking fire!
We've got the flag. We dropped our flag.
Taking fire!
And it covers that flag. Let's go.
Confirmed.
Enemy dropped the flag. We have control. We got the team. Enemy UAV overhead.
Check fire!
Enemy at the post. That flag. Let's go.
Come on, man.
Enemy dropped the flag. We've got the flag. Drop the flag. And it covers that flag. Let's go. Enemy Enemy at the portal. Enemy care package inbound. Reloading. Enemy control the flag. Flag. Let's go.
Friendly! Stop shooting!
Enemy flag down. Cover the flag. Let's go. Enemy flag down. Cover the flag. Let's go. Enemy flag down. Get that flag back. Enemy personal radar overhead. Enemy flag down.
I got them! You go!
We've got the flag. Enemy wheels are deployed. Drop that flag. Get that flag back.
Stun bomb out!
Enemy sentry gun active. Enemy at the portal.
Friendly! Stop shooting!
Overhead. Enemy at the dumpster.
This is Building 2-0. Good copy. Cluster strike away.
They dropped the flag.
I'm with you!
Enemy at the portal.
Enemy spotted! I got you, let's go.
We got the flag. Drop the flag.
Here! Here!
They cover that flag. Let's go. Enemy flag down. Find our flag. Move. Enemy flag down. We got the flag. Drop that flag. They cover that flag. Let's go. Enemy flag down.
Enemy spotted!
Enemy in the north. They've reached the halfway point. Get moving.
This one's dead. Under fire!
Drop the flag. Recover that flag. Personal radar overhead. Drop their flag. We got the flag. Containers. Drop their flag. Find their flag. Move. They drop their flag. We got the flag. Drop their flag. We got the flag. Drop their flag. Find their flag. Enemy dropped their flag. Find our flag. Move. Enemy at the counter container. They dropped their flag. Allied. We've got the flag. Enemy at the portal. Drop the flag.
Move out of the way, you fucking idiots!
Drop the flag.
Watch your six. Grenade out.
Care package inbound.
Check fire, damage!
Friendly shield turret deployed. Enemy drops their flag.
Check fire!
Got the flag.
The enemy!
One minute remaining. Time is running out. Now, down the flag. We dropped our flag. Find our flag. Move.
Friendly! Stop shooting!
Enemy white phosphorus incoming.
Grenade!
Get the flag. 30 seconds. We are out of time. Flag. Get our flag back.
Watch the fire! Jump!
Find your courage. Victory will come.
Multiple contacts.
Enemy at the forklift.
Setting Claymore.
Hard point. Capture and defend the transport. First hard point identified. Move to secure.
Gear gets out. Setting Claymore.
Don't
shoot.
Hard point secured. The enemy took the hard point. Location secured.
Stop shooting. Changing max.
Enemy at the dumpster.
They're dead. Move.
Got the hard point.
the corner.
Get ready, we're about to move. Taking the hard point. Hard point contested. Enemies taking the hard point. Enemy at the fortress. Go, get to the next one. We've taken the hard point. Allied cluster strike incoming. Enemies got the hard point. Enemy, the counter contained. Taking the hard point. Allied UAV overhead. Stand by. Contact! Enemy at the fortress. Go, get to the next one. Allied proceeding to extraction. Hard point lost. Allied UAV overhead. Enemy at the cargo container. Reloading! With you. We've got the hard point. Trophy system deployed. Allies received an airstrike in. The enemy took the hard point. Enemy at the fortress. Hard point secure.
Bro, you're standing next to a fucking movement.
We're taking the lead. Hard point lost. You're losing control. Enemy at the dump. Allied UAV overhead. Allied move. Enemy personal radar overhead. Got the hard point. Go, get to the next one. Enemy got the hard point. 1 minute remaining. We're running out of time. Push! Enemy at the forklift. We've got the hard point. Enemy's taking the hard point. Enemy at the center. We've taken the hard point. 30 seconds. We are out of time. Enemy at the system 10 seconds. Get ready to move. Hard point secure. Enemy's got the hard point. Go. Get to the next one.
Right behind you.
Hard point secure.
Changing mag.
Allied forces running.
Reloading.
We have failed. Return to base.
Reloading. Taking fire.
sit here and snipe and hard scope everybody. Make sure you're gonna go at least positive, man. I love them dudes who think they're good, man. They sit here and hard scope everything.
Is this a hair commercial? Should be.
Let's go. Let's get it, dude.
Following you.
Cranked? I don't like cranked.
Team
There's nobody
deathmatch.
in here.
Here they come. Attack! Enemy at the dumpster.
There we go.
Enemy down. Enemy at the counter containers. Have lost the lead.
Love it. That's fun. I'm telling you.
We are the man here. I see move.
Nah. Too big.
Got that one.
Close.
Enemy UAV overhead. Grenade out! I've been hit!
Better than you have tried.
Stun bomb out! Grenade out! Deploy! Allied cluster strike incoming.
Jesus, this is a ride later. Hey!
Enemy cluster strike. Enemy UAV overhead.
Quiet, man! He just got out. I don't like that whooping our ass.
Changing mags.
What?
Enemy UAV overhead. roll out.
Field at 2-0, heading field.
Oh, this is gonna fight.
Enemy close to strike. Take cover. Keep pushing.
That little piece of shit.
Enemy at the
Target
first
spotted.
Battery depleted, striking Wilson.
Enemy at the fortress.
Locked on target. Fire!
This is Builder 2-0, good copy. Cluster strike away.
Trenching RPG! Under attack!
Enemy close to strike. Take cover. The enemy has the lead.
Wow. This move. Wow.
We have taken control. We are losing ground. Focus. Enemy UAV overhead. We have taken control. Hostile flight ready.
Check your shots!
This is Builder 2-0, good copy. Cluster strike away.
Enemy at the dump.
Oh, that guy's cheeky. You little punk. Oh, no way you missed that.
Enemy down.
Allied close strike incoming.
Locked on target. Fire!
Builder 2-0, good copy. Cluster strike away.
1 minute remaining. Friendly VTOL on station for Overwatch. Mission accomplished. Regroup. Return to base.
Oh, 71 and 39. I put a hurting on them boys. Damn, chat. Look at that. Hold on. Why is it not pulling up my match history?
We're gonna have some fun.
See if I can pull it up on my app. Nope. Well, chat, it has been nice, but it is time for me to be an adult and take care of my kids today. So I'll catch y'all later. Probably later on today. I might stream for a little bit. Depends on how tired I am later.